Wow. I
Ho,
don't know
ho,
why.
ho,
What's going
motherfuckers.
on? I've got a plan twice in my head for some reason. Mercy Bay. For some reason, the intro was playing in my head twice. I had like this double feedback going. Jesus.
Yeah, I figured next Monday is Christmas, so we're not going to get a chance to have a Christmas show. So I figured I'd make an appearance today.
I love it.
Donnie got to play Santa yesterday.
I did get to play Santa.
I saw that and got your photo that you wanted.
I did. That was really, really cool. I was actually nervous trying to play Santa Claus.
Well, of course you were, because you have to be nice and not use cuss words.
It was not
What's
even
funny
that.
I put that suit on the day before, and you put it on. And it's a whole different feeling when you're wearing that. You're like now you're all of a sudden thinking about what's coming out of your mouth.
I was all off my head. I'm like, do I use a voice? Do I
know,
do I ask a story? I mean, what do I was surprised at how freaking nervous I got to play freaking Santa Claus. Yeah. And I'll even admit that a couple of times I'm like, I should really say something here, but I don't know what the hell to say. So that's unusual. That's unusual.
So if we want to make Donnie speechless, we just dress him up as Santa?
Yeah, sounds
there you go. Hey, maybe that's how we get him to stop crying.
Wow. I think I'm gonna actually go do Santa school, which is a real thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, you can go actually to Santa school and get Santa certified, and actually to be like in the big malls and all that stuff, you have to. Most of those guys that play Santa Claus, go through a full-on training program to do that.
Find out what one is. I'll go with you.
Well, you've already got the size down, so
I just don't have the white beard. I can't grow a big beard.
That's gonna always be my problem. I still have a really thin beard, so I don't know.
You have to get one of the fake ones that looks better.
Yeah, but there's a Santa in Dallas, man, that is one of the best Santa Claus ever. He's been at I don't remember which mall it is. I think maybe it's North Park Mall or something out in Dallas. And he's a ginger, and so he just got the perfect beard and perfect hair. I mean, he just looks like Santa, like everything you want to see in Santa Claus.
The fact that he's a ginger is what makes him so good.
Mike, what's going on, dude?
Just Billy Bob run it. That's bad Santa. Yes.
Yeah. Would be much more appropriate for Donnie if we're being really honest. Right? Yes.
Well, but I who knew that being Santa Claus, you actually have to act. And this is why I've never been in one of Stevie's plays, probably never will be in Stevie's play, because Keith and I should just stand there and be a tree.
That's my part.
Right.
Hey, I did see for the upcoming next production a whole new cast of characters that I have not seen before. So
I
haven't seen that yet.
Got a few family members in the mix, but a lot of new people.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. It's supposed to be funny as hell.
Oh, and there's audience participation.
Oh, nice.
The night you two show up, I have plans.
What have I so far? I've been on Santa's naughty list. What was the other one?
What were you doing? You were deer tipping or something?
Oh yeah.
Reindeer tipping.
Reindeer tipping.
Yeah, because that's a thing.
This time you might be asked to get on stage and spell.
Yes, something I really suck at.
Yeah, if you're looking for an audience member to lose, you pick the right one.
Right.
That's always the goal.
Because this is the 4th grade spelling bee champ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty impressive. I know. It's on my resume.
I promise you, if there's a post out there on social media that looks like spelling and grammar is correct, that's because some sort of AI cleaned that shit up for me, because that ain't me. Well, let's get to
ChatGPT is his virtual assistant.
Oh, totally. So our guest today, this is going to be a fun one, because we're going to kick it all the way up to Canada and bring in a powerhouse super networker. So
wait, is this somebody that we know?
Yep. This person.
I know who it is.
Is one of the biggest connectors, one of the biggest networkers out of Canada, and a real good friend of the family.
Wait, does he look like Santa Claus?
A little bit.
I think so.
A little bit. A little bit. So go ahead and turn on your camera. Let's introduce the world who you are, Mr. Bernie.
Bernie, and Bernie.
Whoa. Wait here, just a wee bit.
That's right.
Gentlemen, g'day.
How are you, Bernie?
How are you?
We got dueling Bernies today.
Right? It's rare. Right. It's rare two of us in the same room at the same time on any given day.
I felt like it was kind of like Clark Kent and Superman. Like maybe one of you should not be here. Like maybe.
Wait, Steve, which one are you going to remove, Stevie? I mean, I'm
not making any statements. I just put it out there and let y'all think what you think.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So I know Bernie DeSantis is Bernardo. Franz Goat, are you Bernardo as well?
Only if I go to Italy.
Okay.
Is your legal name Bernie or is it Bernardo?
No, it's Bernard. No O in the end.
Yeah, same here. No O either.
Bernard and Bernardo.
Oh no, I got no O
Bernard
either.
And Bernard.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So you guys are like both saints.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Or the elf from the Santa Claus movies.
Yeah. Or with a cask underneath the throat there, the
rum. St. Bernard. I love it. Well, all right, let's play a game and have a little bit of fun.
Oh, no.
So, it shouldn't be too bad today. Well, maybe. So, all right, we're going to play category trivia. So you guys know the rules of the game. So pick a category, pick a prize. Everybody's playing. Everybody gets the answers. The goal is to clear the board. So
we got to start with Boozy Banter.
Boozy Banter for $200. A classic drink that might remind you of a secret agent's preferred way to avoid spilling secrets.
Martini.
Oh, look at that. Martini for the win.
Shaken, not stirred.
Oh, where we going next?
Finish it out.
Write
down. Yeah.
This type of drink is often aged and wise, much like the stories you tell after a few glasses.
An old fashioned.
No.
Scotch.
What is whiskey? I like where your head's at.
You can't make an old
fashioned drink that might remind you of a philosopher pondering over life's bitter truths.
Absinthe?
Not hallucinate.
Good answer, though.
Oh, sorry.
That one's the old fashioned. All right, where are we going next?
Oh
gosh.
Mustache Murmurs.
Mustache Murmurs. This mustache style shares its name with a ride that's not for the faint of heart.
Oh my gosh. Hey, are there any children listening?
Everybody got it. Handlebar mustache.
Nice.
Nice. I'm digging it. Hold on. The stash today. Yes, so stash and no stash. And there's Phyllis. Look at Phyllis.
Nice, Phyllis. Phyllis. Good morning, Phyllis. Morning, Dan. Good one.
All right, going for Mustache Murmurs. This famous actor's mustache might make you think of Magnum in more ways than one.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck, yeah.
Oh, man. He's my spirit animal.
I was going to say, he wears a mustache well. Yes.
What do you call a man without a mustache?
A woman.
Oh.
Jealous, be nice. Keith's all, a woman.
I've had two mother-in-laws with mustaches.
Yeah.
He was proud of that one. So where do we go next?
Shark Winks.
Shark Winks for $200. This shark is famous for its size. When it comes to sharks, it's not just the motion of the ocean.
Oh my God.
Greenland?
I mean, great whites and male sharks are the largest.
Killer.
Great white it is.
Yeah.
Shark Winks for $200. This shark is known for its distinctive head, often leading to jokes about two different romantic activities.
Hammerhead.
We all got that one real quick.
Yep.
I think that says something.
This shark's name suggests it might know a thing or two about size matters. This is one. Nope, it's the most controversial shark in the ocean. whale shark.
Oh, whale.
Dolphin double takes for 200. What's the difference between New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins?
Winning?
The Patriots fans suck.
The last Patriots Super Bowl team picture isn't in black and white.
Wow. Oh.
Dolphins.
Do we have any Dolphins fans?
What is the difference between a Dolphins fan and a baby? Oh, come on.
Wow.
A baby will stop whining after a while.
Wait, who? This. Go on, move on. We don't need to see the last one.
Oh yeah. What does a Miami Dolphins fan do when his team won the Super Bowl?
Nobody would know.
Rewind the VCR tape.
Turn off the PlayStation.
That's bullshit.
Sales slips up for Harry Potter hijinks.
Sales.
What phrase lets you know that a salesperson is lying?
His mouth is moving.
Right?
Trust me.
Trust me.
Wait, hold on. How can you tell a salesperson is lying?
His mouth is
now his mouth is moving.
Yeah. His lips are moving. Yeah.
Nice.
And for 600, what do you call it when you are happy cold calling?
Oh, you're dreaming.
Smiling and dialing.
Smiling and
dialing.
Harry Potter hijinks. Here we go. This Hogwarts house is known for bravery, but sometimes its members are just lying around.
Gryffindor.
Oh, you got better know that one. And for 400, this famous tree in Harry Potter sounds like a bad adult film.
Hammerhead.
Hello.
Bernie
It's like the Wailing Willow or something, isn't it?
It's the Whomping Willow.
Whomping Willow. Okay.
Ooh, I've seen that movie.
Why can't Harry Potter tell the difference between his potion pots and his best friend? Because they are both called Ron.
Oh.
Wow. That's where we ended.
Bad joke.
You thought you were going to end on a high note? Nope.
Yeah, that was the best we got.
That was a whole wrong segment. We do dad jokes next week.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Bernie. This is all about you. I'm gonna have to say stash and no stash. No.
Yeah, you are.
This
messed me up there.
Yeah.
So introduce yourself, Mr. No Stash Bernie. Tell them who you are and a little bit about what you do.
Oh, first off, I'm located in Ottawa. It's sunny 4 degrees Celsius, which means we're about 35, 36, and it's warm. So, warm-hearted soul. I'm a connector, business connector. Creative insight consulting is what I do, and I network. And part of it is introducing people going, hey, this is a perfect match for someone else. And it's not romance. Don't do the romance piece, but I do the business connections. And I've got a podcast called Knack for Business and interview people and have a chat with them. And the content's almost like a C-suite library of activity. So if you're a small, medium entrepreneur, it kind of fits the bill. It has a lot of different stories and a lot of different angles. I can keep going. A bottle of scotch is nearby, It's like...
Oh, well, then that's how you should start the morning off. It's definitely with a bottle of scotch. Holy hell.
That's why we all get along so well.
I think they call our show very corporate in nature. I think we're very C-level with the content that we put on here every Monday morning.
Yeah, that's the reviews I heard
think
too.
the C stands for something else.
Classy, Stevie. Classy. So, Bernie, why do so many people screw up networking? I mean, it's not rocket science when it comes to opening doors and making introductions and the like. Why do so many people screw it up?
I think it's the motivation. First off, go in with an open mind. Talk to people, find out what they're about, and then going, hey, you might have something that could be a solution for them. And a lot of people will come in and it's like, I've got to sell something. I got to, here's my business card. It's all kind of reverse order. That's not how you would date a person. I mean, you try, but it's not fruitful. And if you're looking for long-term relationships, it's the long game. That's where it's going to win. And a lot of people don't look at the long game. They just get a very short game and in and out. And yeah, it's the salesperson. If you come across cheesy, that's the way people are going to treat you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fast food.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be honest, when I first got into networking, I was the greaseball sales guy that, thought that networking was all about finding my next client and those type of interactions. It took quite a while to learn how to actually be solid in the game and learn to connect with people and open doors and the likes.
Did this all use the word was? Did anybody else pick up
okay. Look here. Look, pottle or pottle? Pot or kettle? Jeez, oh Pete. We're gonna call you Pottle from now on.
For 400. Okay.
Which host doesn't know how to speak on Monday mornings?
Everybody should raise their hand.
Yeah, exactly. So, Bernie, you've started a couple of networking groups up there in Canada, which is, I think, how you and I met a couple of years ago and everything else. Why do you continue starting all these networking groups and showing up? Because every time I turn around a networking group, you're there. You're always showing up places.
Well, that's part of the life. Part of the lifeblood is meeting new people. It's the format's changed a bit for me. The podcasting element actually helps me reconnect with some people I've already had a relationship or connection with. Right, it just reinforces the hey, what do you got going behind the scenes, and I can echo it out. I'm now involved in something called East Trade Winds, which is part of another area. But the whole purpose of it is all about referrals, But again, and the one thing I've noticed inside podcasts, and one thing I noticed inside, doesn't matter which networking group you're in, if they're worth their salt, is you got to get to know the other people, right? And it's like, okay, now I understand it. And just because you have two things come together, you can put a motor into a car, but if it's a Ford motor and it's a Chevy, it may not fit, So you got to find those matches that kind of sync up. And
I'm gonna put you on the spot and ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
What's the coolest person that you've met doing all of your networking and everything else? I'm pretty sure I know the answer. So maybe I should ask, who is the second best person you ever met networking?
I mean, between Donnie and Keith?
Right. Yes. He said my name first, right?
Wow. I hope y'all paid him a lot of money for that.
No, I am curious. I mean, you've met thousands of people. Is there one person that just stands out?
There's one guy over in the UK. He sounds like an old copper. His name's Dr. Deeks. He's an ex-South African military paramedic. He's a bush pilot. What he does, he focuses on people and businesses and much like Donnie. And one of the things that I really latched into when talking to Donnie is that's BS. And so Keith's the same way, right? It's just it's down to earth and straight to the point. And, it's not a matter of beating around the bush. And he also sends me a bottle of scotch once a year around Christmas.
That helps.
Oh, yeah.
So he could have bypassed everything and just said a bottle of scotch. I mean,
exactly right.
Well, yeah, I don't live and breathe scotch, but if I have my preference, it's that be it, right? So, yeah.
Does it
make me bigger?
Is it scotch and cigars or just scotch?
Just scotch. These cigars are a golf course thing. You have to be out there just kind of meandering around.
Wait. You don't play with white golf balls up north, do you? Because how do you see them in the snow?
Well, you just hole in one all the time, man.
I was got a picture of a whole bunch of Canadians up there with glow in the dark balls and stuff trying to play golf in the snow.
Yeah. We give that up. We end up going on snowmobiles instead,
And still usually playing golf on snowmobiles. I can get behind that, but I think that's called
polo.
Fun.
It's called polo. It's just a different version.
So, what kind of scotch are you into? Is it like the old stuff, or are you like a shelf sipper?
I'm into Glenmorangie, Glenfiddich a little bit, Dalmore, and Balvenie.
Nice. Yeah.
As long as it doesn't taste like an old woolen sock. There's some people that like that. It's been worn a lot, and it just no.
If it tastes like that, it was probably distilled in Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, then it can't technically be called a scotch. There's some scotch though that'll creep up on you, and you're like, "What the hell is this?" And there's some scotch that are only better with a cigar. I'm not the biggest scotch drinker out there.
Yeah, I'm not either. I had one the other day called Monkey Shoulder. It had a really cool bottle, but the actual stuff inside the bottle, not that great.
No, I did a Scotch tasting at a Ren fair, and about halfway through, I just called it. I'm like, yeah, if this is the best you're serving, I'm out. So it was bad. It was bad. So,
mind you, there is a bourbon I do like from the U.S. It's called Woodford Reserve. I've had a
Woodford.
bit of that.
If you get a chance, if you next time you look at Woodford Reserve, there's this little bit smaller bottle, and it's called Double Oaked.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Okay.
So if you find the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, buy that next time and try it. It's amazing.
Brutch Laddie?
Well,
That must be a Scotch.
Bruce Laddie.
Bruce Laddie? Brutch Laddie.
Yeah.
Keith sounded way cooler than Brutch Laddie.
Hey, you drink your Brutch Laddie. Yeah, that's like
let's-
Irish brush Laddie.
Can I borrow your brush, Laddie?
Oh.
Wow. Ba-dum, boom. Well, Barney, what's the big plans going into 24? Big goals, big dreams, big ambitions?
Big ambitions. The podcast is last year, or the first season was 108, and now we're closing in closer to 130 for season 2. So the podcasting is kind of ramping up. The East Trade Winds is getting people more interested into that space. Looking at getting involved with Go High Level, which is part of another networking group, but there's a marketing piece in there, so that might offer some opportunities. It's kind of dabbling. It's the multiple streams of income. There is another group that said, "Listen, why don't we get together, because we're all different experts in," and it's almost like networking. We're all different experts, but we know each other, so we're already kind of established. But one person will can do the accounting piece, right? Accounting's not my game. It's not my jig. I can add, but it's like I don't want to sit there. Just no, it's not me. Then there are other people that have different experiences that have done work with in the Northwest Territories, doing working with government agencies. So you can start bringing a group together, and you can respond to business ideas or business proposals, or respond to RFQs, and start getting involved in that. And then you just tap into the resources. And again, that's where the networking comes in. Going,
Right,
I know a guy, or I know a girl. This is their specialty. You plug them in, right? Plug and go. Everybody has a win. Everybody gets fed.
Yeah.
Well, that's the name of the game, though, right? Is everybody wins if it's played right.
Yeah.
It's the people that lose that don't understand that entire, thought philosophy and they're just out for themselves. So, well, Bernie, it's going to be fun to have you along for the rest of the show as we keep kicking it up, having some fun, and continue to have some fun with us.
No, this is very serious.
Oh, yeah, since it's so.
Stinky.
I
knew that one was like the most unserious one I had, so that one's the one that got played.
We're
We're going from one Bernie to the next Bernie, and he gets the stinky.
Right.
Well,
I mean, that kind of fits.
Oh man. Sometimes those clips come across, and I'm like, this was not on the plan. Like, what are we doing?
I know,
now?
right? I'm like, awkward
I
moment.
don't know where this is going.
Well, somebody didn't get to Canva quick enough, so
the truth. Okay.
So now we're just hitting random buttons to see what happens.
Yeah.
So, all right, Mustache, this one's all yours.
All right. So our next segment is going to be icebreaker questions, getting to know everybody a little bit. So let's start the first one with you, Stevie.
Of course.
Of course.
Are you going to talk about a keychain?
No, I'm okay. I think we really beat that one up.
We have done that one enough. We can let that one die, and we can go to something
now
else.
that we know that it works, it's sticking around.
All right, Stevie. When flying, do you prefer a window, middle, or aisle seat, and why?
It depends on the length of flight. Shorter flights, I want the window because I'm just going to pass out and go to sleep. Longer flights, I'm going to need to work, and that means I need elbow space, so I take an aisle. Never a middle unless I'm flying with my husband, because he always wants the aisle. So then I'm always middle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me, I always like the window seat because I like to crop dust as I'm on my way out and then look back and see everybody's face. It's really kind of fun. All right, Keith, next one's for you. If you were forced to go midget tossing, what would your strategy be for long toss? Describe your grip and tossing method.
Oh, look at how red Keith is after the crop dusting comment. He is smashing his crotch.
Oh my god!
Breathe.
The crowd
Picture of
goes
Bernie
wild.
You know, it's why we all travel together. Nobody is sitting behind Bernie.
Right, Bernie, you're
Everybody
bringing
goes
up the
to bed.
rear.
Yeah, I will actually switch flights to get off Bernie's plane next time. So I told you this was a serious show. I would assume you would take it like a bowling ball type grip to get the most traction that you could.
Wait a minute, where are you?
Oh. You're going down a rabbit hole on that one. I don't think it's a good idea, man. You better be wearing gloves.
Sorry, that was a shitty idea.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I got no words.
Oh my god, this got derailed.
I always figured kind of scruff of the neck by the belt, and that,
that would have
like that,
had a different
So
answer.
the funny thing is, we actually have Dwarfinator Wrestling here in Texas. They come by and do it all the time. So I've
They
been wanting
do.
to go, and now I have to go so I can figure out how they're doing their grip.
You're gonna have to report back.
I'm pretty sure it's not a bowling ball.
Oh my god!
All right,
Oh,
Tommy.
you cry. Oh wow.
You could literally play Santa Claus right now.
Rosy cheeks today.
All right,
Oh,
Donnie,
wow.
over to
Okay.
you. If you went on the show naked and afraid, what is the one thing you would bring with you for survival?
Naked and afraid. One thing: duct tape.
A magnifying glass.
It's cold. Duct tape. 100% duct tape. I actually saw a guy do it on an episode. Now he was a heavy smoker, and he didn't make the full show. But the first thing he did is he actually made them freaking underwear and bikini or for him and bikini top for her. And then he went on to make cots, freaking shelters. I mean, that roll of duct tape went a long damn way. He had to tap out because of medical reasons. He was having such withdrawal from nicotine that he couldn't keep going on. But I thought, God, all the things that he, brought along with him, duct tape really was a smart damn thing.
Couldn't make a cigarette out of duct tape.
Yeah. So, but that would not have been something I would have ever thought of until that episode. And I don't watch that show. I just one I happen to catch. No.
I guess when they say, duct tape fixes everything.
Well, it couldn't fix a nicotine addiction, but other than that,
I'm with Keith though. Did he try smoking it? The fumes of duct tape might have been it.
Right?
I could have been the glue.
Yeah.
All right, other Bernie, over to you. In a Walking Dead zombie apocalypse, I'm assuming you've seen the show or at least familiar with it. What would you do to ensure your survival?
You can't say duct tape.
I'd surround myself with a bunch of fat dudes.
Well, I was going to say, get a lot of people that can run fast. They're the lead ones, like a bear, right? If the bear gets them first,
And then if they become zombies, they ain't catching me, so we're good.
That's right. Yeah, pick and roll. Just always be uphill, upwind.
And don't follow Bernie down anywhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you see a midget rolling down the hill, it's because I bowled him.
God. Wow.
Maybe get on a plane. Maybe get on a plane, but no dusting.
All right, Stevie, back to you.
Okay.
If you were a celebrity stalker, which celebrity would you stalk?
Oh.
What do you mean if?
Paparazzi is her favorite song.
Who would I stalk? That's a really great question.
Interesting. Is Matt listening?
Stevie, better question. Who's your hall pass?
So who would I stalk? Let's go back to the original question. This was Bernie's game, not Donnie's. You could save that for a rainy day. I think right now in my current way of life, I think I would totally stalk Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
I think he'd be interesting and living.
I just want to have a drink with him.
Yeah, I'd love to go to a bar and have a drink.
Yeah.
with him.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah. Did you see? I saw this morning. Did you see the interview he did where he found out Sam Shepard had died?
No.
So he's doing like a red carpet thing, and one of the interviewers asked him about Sam Shepard because he had worked with him, and he didn't know that. I guess he had not seen that he had passed. And so like in real time, you're seeing him process that grief and give like a testament to Sam's awesomeness. And then a cheer, seeing the next one, brother, and moves on. It was the most amazing little like 2 minutes of time of like a human experience. And I just think he's cool. I just think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and after listening to the book Green Lights, man, you just get a whole different sense for his world. He's very much the surfer philosopher, man. And coming from such a blue collar background like he did, to think and act the way he is just cool.
I'm about 2 hours into it right now, and it's pretty
cool.
It's awesome. I agree with Julie's though.
Jason Momoa.
I wouldn't mind that either.
Stalk and hall pass. She's like throwing it all out there.
All of it.
She's like, hell with the hall pass. I just want to, never mind.
All right. So, Donnie, Keith, this is for both of you.
Pass.
No whammy. Oh,
as kids, did you ever do something wrong but manage to pin it on the other sibling?
Oh yeah.
What was it?
Every day.
Oh yeah. My favorite one. My favorite one. It ultimately got pinned on Dad, but Keith decided one time to finally sneak me out of the house. And we sneak out and we go to this place. Was that Arlington or Dallas? I forget. Arlington, and there's a place where you can go and you can stand right next to the railroad tracks, and the trains are just whipping at. So like flying down the track.
It's like a thrill or a rush, yeah.
Right. So we're all out there waiting in line, me, him, and another guy waiting in line for the train to come whipping by, and we see the train and it starts slowing down, and it keeps slowing down. So now at this point, we think we'd screwed something up because now we're making the train.
The engine stopped right where we're standing.
And we thought, oh,
and
shit,
then
we're in
the
trouble.
Conductor starts coming down. We're like, should we run? Should we get out of here? And he waves at us and he says, hey, he goes, we're checking the train for something down the line. He goes, you guys want to come up and check out the engine? So he let us all walk up inside the engine and check it out and talk to us for like 10, 15 minutes.
So now, mind you, we had snuck out at like 2 o'clock in the morning to do this. So we lived in a townhouse. So when we come back in, there's a door that we have to go through to get to the top part of the townhouse. And there's just a note that says, see you when you go home. Tell me when you're home, Mom. Right. Mm-hmm. And as we go up they got those stairs, they got to turn the corner. Mom's got the drill instructor posed right just down at the top of the stairs, just glaring at us. Where the F have you been? Right. So we thought of 1,000 lies we could have said, but we decided to own up and tell the truth. Now you need to know, my dad's built model railroad train layouts since he was a kid, like taking over entire sheds and garages to build these massive train layouts. As we're telling Mom what we're doing, Dad comes out.
He gets out of bed and gets pissed.
Pissed. I mean, as red as Keith was earlier, pissed. Where the fuck you go? And then all of a sudden he says the magical words, why the fuck didn't you take me with you?
Yep.
Now our mother and father are arguing and fighting because he's not mad at us and we're not in trouble. So now they're in an argument and we sneak off to our rooms.
Nice. And to this day, Dad's still pissed that we didn't take him.
That was the first time I snuck you out, Donnie. Do you remember the next time I snuck you out?
Yeah, that never happened afterwards.
That's right. I never once took him again because the son of a bitch got me caught.
I never got caught on my own. I
never did either. The only time I got caught is the one night I take you.
It seems real.
Of course. Oh. All right. Next question, Bernie. A genie grants you 3 wishes, but none of those wishes can directly benefit you. Ooh. What would those wishes be?
Great question.
can't directly benefit me, but they can indirectly benefit me.
Indirectly, yes.
Well, I can.
You
I can
selfish
work
son
with
of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna. Well,
I feel like I'm in an episode of Strange Brew right now. You know,
Bernie, I'll give you half of whatever you give me.
See, there we go. We can work. We can work the angles out. I think the people around me prosper because what is it? The tide rises all is a saying. So that everything around me, the tide rises. Not actual water, because I'm not talking about flooding, but the business rises. That Santa just has a really good merry time floating around. Coming around.
Thank you.
I can't think of anything witty or funny or bowling ballish to mention. Oh, you know what? Here we go. The bowling ball opportunity does arise for Keith. So yes, something that fits the glove, so to speak.
Wow.
Good wish.
Doesn't have to be a midget. Does not have to be a midget.
So would that mean Keith would play Andre the Giant in a midget wrestling expo?
There you go.
Wow.
All right. So this one's out to everybody.
Okay.
I think we're all old enough to remember the Smurfs. So if you were a Smurf, what would your Smurf name be? And you can't say Papa Smurf or Smurfette.
What would your Smurf name be? I'm gonna go the cheesy route and go Motivation Smurf. Just going cheesy, totally cheesy.
I'm gonna be Smirky Smurf.
Smirky Smurf.
They had more than one name other than Smurf.
Yeah, they all had individual names.
Oh
Like
yeah,
Andy
all the Smurfs had a
Smurf
name.
and Doc.
The only one that did have a different name was Gargoyle.
Mm-hmm.
Was that his name?
Gargling man. The Gargoyle Smurf?
Gargamel.
Yeah.
Gargamel.
Gargamel. Yeah, it was the villain.
I don't know. Nerdy Smurf. I like Paul's. That's good.
Nerdy Smurf. That's
I
good.
thought you'd be like the
Smurf.
Sharky Smurf.
Sharky Smurf seems to fit.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't
I'll
think
go
my
with
kids ever got to watch it. Not that they didn't get the chance to watch it. I'll go with Doc because thank you, Donnie. It's always good to have a lifeline.
Oh, Julie, good one.
Badass Smurf.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have made it to the cartoon.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
Bernie, you
PG-13
could be Snowy Smurf.
Snowy Smurf?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It goes with the hair.
I mean the cold white stuff that's falling from the sky, not the other snow.
Oh wow. Wait, would you be Stash Smurf or what would you be, Bernie?
Oh, yeah. Mustache Smurf for sure.
Stash Smurf.
Yeah. What up?
Yeah.
What else?
Love it.
Mustache Smurf. Wow.
All right, Donnie, how much time we got left? We got one
One
more.
Yep.
All right. So we'll do this one as another overhead. So what's one superpower that you'd like to have? Think along the lines of opening your refrigerator without having to touch the handle, or cutting the grass without having to actually get up from the couch.
I would love the ability to read people's minds.
That's kind of super.
Ew.
That's kind of super.
That's not super.
I would not want to know what people are thinking.
Yeah.
Scares me. I mean, like right now, do we really want to know what Donnie is thinking in this moment? Like, I don't think we want to know.
It has something to do with goats and bowling.
Wow.
You know what I want the ability for my laundry to get folded and put away, and for me not to have to move to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. I want the whole farm
laundry is
taken
a
care of.
thing, man.
Right. Mine would be the whole farm taken care of. All the animals taken care of, all the chickens put up, everything freaking clean. Cause that's a lot of damn work every day.
Right.
So
yeah, for me, it would be like meals just immediately. Like you don't have to microwave it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to cook anything. You just snap your fingers and boom, there's your meal. Good to go.
Oh, that would be nice.
I think, okay, I'm going to readjust mine. Mine would be taking a 5-minute nap, but feeling like you got 8 hours worth of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
really good
I
one.
like that.
That's a really good one.
That is a really good one. Can we? Yes, I could use that right now.
I know,
5-minute nap, 8 hours worth of sleep. I would feel so much better. I love that.
I think the glass refilling itself back to at least maybe a 4-finger depth back in
Hey.
double
Is
knee.
that your bowling finger?
Last week,
We're not-
That's not my bowling finger.
yeah. I want 2 bowling fingers worth of scotch back in my glass at all times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
WTF? What are we doing?
so
Wait, you don't know?
right. So
Good one, Julie.
I saw a post on LinkedIn, and I wish I could give somebody credit for this, but I really love this idea. So I wrote it down. It says, life gets harder the easier we try and make it. Easy has a cost. And I love this entire philosophy because I know for a lot of my journey and a lot of times building, I've always seemed to look for the hacks, the shortcuts, the silver bullets, the easy ways of doing it. And sometimes I found myself, 6 months down a path thinking, God, this is going to make everything so much easier, to realize the only thing I did was derail everything trying to find the easy route. So that's what we're going to talk about today is how do we stay focused on doing the things that'll move our business forward? I'm going to kick it out to everybody. So this is one everybody can play on. How do you stay in and not shiny object out, squirrel out, as they may say, and stay focused on the mission at hand and not follow the easy button? Because there's so many freaking gurus out there that are like, hey, right, this is grab my email process system that'll guarantee you 10x your business and all that crap. And they're such good marketers. How do you guys do it?
Yeah. Well, I think, one of the things that came up to me when you said that is just this idea of, if I make it easy, if I use a hack or a system or something to do it, am I not learning why it works? Right? Because if I allow something to be so easy that I don't learn how it works, then when that tool that I use, whether it be a software program or a system or whatever, when it stops working, I don't know why. Right? Because I didn't go through the process of learning how to do it myself. I just let something else do it. And then when it stops working, I don't know why. And now I'm probably going to have to go back and relearn all the things I could have been learning that whole time.
Dude, I'll tell you,
Right?
that's my biggest learning from 2024 is never hire somebody for something you don't know about. We're having to do a complete automation rebuild because somebody had come in, build out all of our automations and systems, and I just let them have it. And looking back on it, that was the easy button. Just hire somebody who's an expert in it. Don't need to know the knowledge of it, anything. Just let them do their thing. And it cost me $100,000 in revenue in the company. And it cost me to now having to rebuild out an entire automation system.
Right.
Sounds easy.
Because you took the easy way, right?
100%.
And I think business owners, one of the things that the easy way is outsourcing in a lot of ways. And I know we all say outsource, don't overwork yourself, all those things, find an expert. Like, that's all great advice. But if you're truly outsourcing so much that you no longer have any clue what's happening, that's going to come bite you in the ass later. It always will. And so I think one of the things we have to focus on is, when you're building, it's called building for a reason. Like, you need to build it. You need to use your hands, use your brain, figure it out, build it. And once it is built and successful, now you can pass it off to somebody else, knowing that you know exactly how to build it, how to make it work. So if they struggle, you can help them. But how can you, like we talk about with sales all the time, if you don't have a sales process, how can you hire a sales team to do it for you? Right? Because what are they going to do? How can you teach them if you don't know how it works?
Well, and this is why I still do live cold calling, right? Because times change, times evolve. And if I'm not up with the latest of what's working, what's not working, some of the things are almost always going to be tried and true. But I think most people end up teaching shit that they actually don't know how to do themselves. So they're teaching theory. And it gets them in trouble quite often.
Well, and I think in my business, right, like the world shifted for me after 2020, just corporate training and facilitation and conferences and conventions, everything changed. And we have not, we're about to be into 2024. It is not back to 2019. It is a new normal and it is a new world. And I did spend time in 2020 and 2021 thinking that what I had done before was still going to work and not really investigating it. just kind of had it on repeat, right? Just had the process going. And then it took me, right, 2022, 2023 to say, you know what? It's not working. And I need to figure out why. But I was doing the easy thing by just letting it keep going instead of, as you're saying, Donnie, like evolve with the times, like learn that things are shifting and adapting and adapt with them. I spent years just letting it kind of play on autopilot and then later realizing, wow, I wonder why my revenue isn't growing. Right? Well, because the times have changed, but my process didn't. And that's a problem.
Well, and I think for me, oftentimes I'll get in the middle of something and then it starts getting hard, and you're like, God, this is there's such a learning curve in whatever that you automatically start going, man, there's got to be a different way to do this.
Well, it's not always that it's just hard, it's time consuming.
Right.
That's my issue, is like, this is going to take up way too much time. There's got to be a Cliff Notes somewhere that I can read. But you really do need to spend the time learning how to do it. And then I always go ask myself a few questions too. I'm like, okay, how is this going to impact everything else I'm already doing? How is this going to impact my current customers? Right. So instead of taking the shortcuts, you really got to slow down, ask those questions, and make sure this is the right path forward.
Because I mean, I promise you, almost every time I've tried to take a shortcut in a company, it's cost me.
Yep.
Yeah. And often, I mean, it's never, I don't think I ever have the thought that this is a shortcut. It's oh, this may be a faster way of doing it. This may be a better way of doing it. And it's when I go down that path that often, because I didn't go through it, I didn't, to your point, didn't actually learn the damn thing.
It is kind of funny though. Like when you go through the hard stuff and you actually get through it, it does become easier.
Yeah.
Always.
Right?
And faster. And faster.
And faster. Yes. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You find that you have to revisit though, like once you got a pattern down, right? Whether it's software, whatever. Like, I mean, there's stuff that I'm doing for podcasting, right? As I build a file and then do the output, later on, the company that the software company goes, we have a new X coming out, right? Or you're starting to do a process. You got to tweak it. You know what has been working, like much like that Stevie was indicating. What worked in 2019 ain't so now, right? So that's forcing you to revisit. But even if you do that quarterly, I was talking to someone about LinkedIn profiles. He says you should be checking your LinkedIn profile quarterly. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I haven't done that. I have to go back in, look under the hood, and tweak it. And like, oh yeah,
none of us have probably.
No, guilty here.
Yeah. And then I also have the problem, kind of along your point there, Bernie, is like if I'm using a program, like Descript is one of my favorite programs to do for all the editing and stuff, right? But every once in a while they'll roll out a new feature and then I'll find myself derailed, geeking out on the new feature versus doing what I need to get done because like, ooh, new technology, new whiz bang gadgets and stuff.
Okay, well that's just you, like with Canva every morning.
100%.
You get that sparkly shit syndrome. I don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, they should name an award after me because I'm like freaking off the rails boy left and right.
Yeah.
So
I can see the trophy now. It's a giant squirrel.
It is just a giant squirrel with no nuts because you can't focus on them.
That just happened.
Was that a double meaning? I mean,
you missed me last week. Admit it.
I'm bringing Phyllis back. Phyllis had my back.
Yeah, you must have paid her.
I did. Yeah. I'm telling you. So, but I would challenge all you guys that are hanging out and listen with us. It's to really look at anything you're trying to do and ask yourself, is this the logical thing I need to be doing in my company? Or am I trying to bypass the learning of this actual thing? Because our damn minds will do so many crazy things to us that we'll often find ourselves heading down a path we shouldn't be for fear it's going to take so long or fear it's going to be, hard to do. Yeah. So,
well, and I would say, to this call specifically and these humans specifically, networking shifts too.
Yes.
On your network, what networking events work and don't work, what networking groups work and don't work, shifts. You cannot just think, oh, well, I've been in this group for the last 5 years. It must still be worth it. Because it may not still be worth it if you're not tracking and if you're not making sure that those connections, to Bernie's point earlier, if those connections are not long-standing relationships, then you need to shift something. It's not working. And I think sometimes even in our networking, we can become complacent and we can forget to really think about it and look at it and decide, is it still working? It's just easy to keep showing up and doing the thing we've been doing for 3 years.
100%. Keith, what do you think about that?
I think it sounds a lot like a relationship. I knew he was going to do it.
But
As soon
it
as
was
he's
such a bad setup because you were like, wow, like you weren't even saying something good. It was nothing.
I was trying to think of something, the stupidest thing I could say because I knew he was going to cut me off. Bernie, it's a joke. He tries to cut at least one person off every single Monday morning.
Oh, it's so awesome. All right. So for this segment,
A day right there. It just makes it so happy.
This segment, we're going to see and try not to get incriminated. What's the most illegal thing you have ever done but weren't caught for?
Mm-hmm. I think I'll kick it off because it actually involves two of us. And I don't think we can be incriminated for it today. But when we lived in St. Louis,
statute of limitations run out, or
Donnie got us sweet passes on a Friday night for the truck race for the NASCAR thing, and we made friends with the security guard and like laughing, drinking, having food, and everything else. And he said, "Are you guys coming back tomorrow?" We're like, we didn't even think about coming back tomorrow for the next Saturday night race because we didn't have tickets, and we said, "Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow."
We had no tickets, no passes, no anything.
Nothing. So we get there like 2 or 3 hours early. The security guard's there, and he said, "Hey, our passes are up in the suite. Would you let us go get them?" He goes, "No problem." So he lets us go through security, goes up in the suite,
and he says, "Hey, when you get up there, just wave down and show me your passes. So you want to come all the way back down."
There's 6 suite passes laying on the shelf up there. So we grab one and we wave it over the thing, and he's, "Thanks, guys. Have a great day." But the worst part is, the little gal that was our suite manager came by and she said, "Hey, this suite didn't order any food or beverages. Did you guys want anything?" And so we ordered a shitload of
full
food and alcohol,
drinks,
and then we signed someone's name to the receipt. We ate, drank, grabbed a few things, put them in our pockets, and then took the pit passes and went and stepped the rest of the race in the pits.
Oh my God.
Still to this day, we have no idea whose suite that was and how much money we actually charged.
But we're grateful.
Wow.
But we're grateful.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was a freshman in high school, and I don't even know why we did this. It still makes no sense, but we started stealing hood ornaments off of cars. And dude, I'm telling you, I got the Cadillacs, I got the big Mack Bulldog. I mean, just some cool freaking, and I got this whole duffel bag filled with these random hood ornaments. And dude, I tell you, I got good where I could literally go up in 2 seconds with a screwdriver, make one twist, and I could pop the hood ornament off and run, right? But I was so scared of not mom, but dad finding this duffel bag because I had no way to explain it, right? And I don't even know why I wanted the damn things. So I take the duffel bag to school, right? And now I'm carrying around this duffel bag that's clanking because I didn't think to wrap anything up. I just got all these metal ornaments just dangling in a bag. And I remember I go to my math teacher's class, Miss White, which happens to be my best friend's mom, right? And I set the bag down, and without thinking, I left after the period was done and left the fucking bag in the classroom, right? I thought about it a couple periods later and decided to go back. And of course, I wasn't going to ask any questions because that would incriminate the hell out of me. But the bag was obviously gone. But I never knew what happened to it. So either some other kid was dumb and like, "Ooh, I found a bunch of hood ornaments," and made his own collection now without having to go get them, or Virginia, Joe's mom, stash them in the back of the classroom, just kind of out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, dude, I mean, there had to be almost 50 hood ornaments in that damn bag that we had popped off cars.
I want to hear everybody else's story, but I thought you were going to tell a story about the moving truck in Chicago.
Well, if we got time, we'll tell that one.
There's time, you can tell that one. So come on, I want to hear you guys' dirty secrets.
Stevie, after you.
I cannot. I saw that I should think about this, and I
blanked out.
So the only thing I can think of in this moment, and I'm sure there are better ones because this one is not very good. It's not very exciting. But in Ireland, when I lived there, there was a local hotel that we used to go to, the bar and the club and stuff that was there. And so we knew it well. We were there all the time, all the things. But they don't, they never shut their liquor up in cabinets, right? Like it was always just there at the bar. And the bar didn't open till, 11 in the morning. So I remember one day we skipped school and we walked down there and we were just hanging in the lobby, like sitting at tables, whatever. And we decided that, well, there's nobody.
Just so you know.
I know. It's we always got to tell something.
That's your dad.
Oh, thanks,
your
Dad. We decided that since there was nobody really watching the bar and we weren't really doing anything, so we went back and we got 6 liquor bottles and just took them from the bar. And best part was we didn't even leave. We took them to the table and drank them right there. And then we were gone by the time they were there, and we left the bottles on the table.
Oh, no.
And then we still showed up like 2 days later, like nothing had happened, like we always did. And nobody ever said anything. Nobody ever, but all of us were like, what are we doing? We were so bad. Our 16-year-old selves felt like that was very, very bad behavior.
Wow.
So,
wow.
yeah. So I just took liquor bottles from behind a bar and then we drank them.
Nice.
There you go.
Bernie?
You guys remember the movie Dazed and Confused?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So you know the scene where they're driving down and hitting mailboxes with a baseball bat and they throw a bowling ball out and goes through the windshield. Me and my buddies had a very similar evening to that, except we stopped quite frequently because it was garbage night and just took people's garbage and threw it through their windshields. Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't throw it.
That's destructive.
It sounds like a very, very Michigan fun night.
We did something similar, but we didn't throw it through the windshield. We just took a big old Bronco and just smashed every can down a street and sent it flying everywhere.
Nice.
That happened.
Yeah, I grabbed a broom and threw it through a windshield like it was a javelin. Went right through the back and out through the front.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Should have been
any Canadian
person.
Any Canadian mischief up there, Bernie?
Oh, there's always mischief. This almost brings me back to years of being a teen and with some buds and a Halloween night. If you have oxygen and acetylene, you put it inside a plastic garbage bag and you tie a little bit of toilet paper and you close the screen door. It does open the screen door once it gets there. It pops. It's not, but yeah. A little bit like a flashbang, except not where you want one. If you're the house owner, all of a sudden there's bright light, and all of a sudden the door swings open. It'll clap.
Especially at Halloween, everybody thinks their place is fucking haunted.
Well, the more if you're haunted, this will clear the house. This will clear the house of the haunting. You won't have any ghosts there.
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up for this episode. Thanks for hanging out with us. This will be the last episode of 2023 because the next 2 Mondays are Christmas and New Year's.
Wow.
The next time we will be swinging through will be on January 8th to help you really get the New Year kicked off and rocking and rolling.
Rock like a pirate day.
There's a lot can happen in 2 weeks. Bernie may not have a mustache when we come back.
Right?
Unlikely.
Unlikely. I don't think I could live life.
Oh,
people wouldn't even know who I am anymore.
No, I would not recognize you.
I would argue that nobody knows who you are now. Bernie, everybody's like, well, there's Keith, Donnie, and Stevie. Well, who's the weird mustache guy?
With mustache, yeah.
So, Stevie, what's your next play coming up?
We have the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, February 16th to 25th.
Nice.
So we start rehearsal tonight.
Acting debut. Y'all watch out.
Oh gosh, I can't wait.
Well, for us, we got a couple of training sessions and the likes coming up. We are doing the Champions Summit in Bethesda, Maryland on February 23rd. But otherwise, Bernie, thank you very much for joining us today. It was fun having you hang out with us. But guys, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, however you celebrate. Have a kick-ass New Year, and we'll see you in 2024. Let's get out of
Bye.
here.
Thank you, folks.